This is my capture the flag map in Unreal Tournament 3 editor. My name's Darren Bailey and this is capture the flag river. Right, to first start off, I'd like to talk about the base structure. Basically I wanted to build it up using a lot of meshes to try and give it a nice look and feel to it. I've done that by just kind of getting the outside done first, making this look kind of nice. Then after going inside, I kind of worked on just putting a little bit of decor in there first, just to give it a little bit more look inside, I guess, and put some floors on there just using brushes. So as you can see, just the floor and the ceiling of brushes. I put a mover on there because I originally only had one floor on the base and the flag was based down the bottom there, so I had to expand that to give the player more like ways to get in and out of the base itself. After doing that, I kind of just put the mover in, added the flag onto the second floor, so now it's accessible by 3 different ways, and kind of added bridges either side so the player can get out, I guess. Moving on, I wanted to kind of keep the weapon layout equally balanced, so I added like the bio rifle and the link gun at the start point of all the player spawns, so no matter which way you do actually go out of the base, you will always end up with the same weapons by the time you reach like the second stage of the base, which is this place here. I kind of put trees around here just to stop the player from getting off the map, but I didn't want to just put a block and volume on there because I don't think it would have looked as good. Just put a little bit more decor here around here. Again, some weapons for the player to pick up. And nextly, I put some jump pads because there's a sniper tower here. If you go in here, you can kind of go in through a portal and into the sniper. But I wanted that quicker way than the player having to do that every time. And again, more ways to get into the main action. So I added these jump pads that kind of go across here and then put you right into the action where you can obviously move on, progress over there into the player's base, or then, you know, fight in here and pick up double damage there. It's both the same on both sides of the base, so again there'll be a jump pad there and a jump pad here which will do the exact same. Moving on to the sniper tower, I just kind of wanted to make a place where the player could snipe if they wanted to, so I just added this like a little building here with a portal that would lead onto the roof, like so, where the player could pick up the sniper rifle and basically snipe people from here, take their sniper off. Oh, there's one there. Right, okay. So after the player would have the sniper or whatnot, you know, obviously progress again into the player's base, which is that way. I didn't just want one way of the player to just get all the way across the map, so I thought it'd be a bit too boring myself. So I added some gizmo to kind of take me on this crate over into the water, under the waterfall, like this. I mean, this was like a nice little touch I think I added here. Just lets the player kind of like a shortcut. And nicely enough, if the player was to go that way, they would find a redeemer, which is always nice. I did have blocking volumes either side of this, so it's not as easy. If you were on the sniper roof, obviously you couldn't just jump over and get the redeemer straight away. So I added like volumes on this, which the player can still shoot through, but obviously they just can't cheat to get across there. This the adjacent side of the map, which would be the blue teams now. This would take it out of the waterfall on the other side and into the water. As you can see, I put like a post-process volume and a water volume on there so the player can swim. I did actually add a forced location to kind of give the river some like current, as it was. Like, so if you fire your translocator, it does shoot you across a lot faster because of the flow of the water. After map testing, I did actually have a few questions about how to actually get out of the water, so I mean, instead of using the translocator, I did actually add this, which is a little platform for the player just to step on and then come back out to the base if it works. Yeah. Okay. If you notice, there's a lot of health plotted around the map. I've done this on purpose, so because it's a capture the flag map and it is fairly big, I didn't want the player to be constantly running around with low health, so I mean I did give them quite a bit of a health boost so they could carry on. Even added like the armor vest right there on. That's the same on both sides of the map to stop them from, you know, running low. As we're in the blue base now, exactly the same as the red, but I mean I added blocking volumes all around so the player couldn't quite simply jump out the map. I mean they can sometimes get on the wall, but they can't actually get out of the map. So I mean that's the same for everywhere in the map. They cannot get out. I've put blocking volumes up on top of all the walls. So I mean let's try a flag run. So as you can see, just get the base, get the flag. Ooh. So as you can see, it's pretty chaotic, but I didn't want to make it too big because, as I say at the start, this whole centre bit here has been redone. I did originally have terrain here, but map testing proved that it was a bit too big for players, so I kind of reduced it to 1/4 of the size and took out terrain. So now it's like one like small courtyard type of thing, but it does increase like playability, and obviously it's a lot easier to get from A to B. Okay. So that was a typical flag run, I guess. Inside the bases as well, actually on top of them, I wanted to instead of using like the original signs, which I did use, I did like one, just the simple red one there and the blue one for the blue base. But I also added a coloured light for on top of it, like a statue which is overly scaled, just to kind of replicate like red team base and blue team base. So I mean if the player was ever lost because it's a symmetrical map, they could just literally turn around and look for which statue they were attacking to go across that way. With emitters and sound and such, I was adding like, where's some fire? I added like a fire emitter there and placed some sound there as well. It's the same with the water. I added some water sound effects there too, along with like the waterfall mist. If the player was to like fall into the water and sink to the bottom, it's got a current on there, so if he just like was to get to the bottom, the player would be affected by the current of the water a lot more. So as I say, the player was to go off the map, I mean they'd hit the kill box, which would kill them every time. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.